I'm Mekhi Lucky. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm 20 years old.
Why should a car thief suddenly become an internet sensation and reap huge rewards? This is the question many people couldn't stop asking when Mekhi, a lucky jailbird, was elevated from the position of a common thief to being a fashion model for his looks. Does it now pay to be a criminal than a law-abiding citizen? In this video, we will look at what brought about the coinage Prison Bae, what qualified Mekhi to wear that tag, and most importantly, what has become of his life. So, follow this video to the end. The viral moment. In April 2016, Mekhi Alante Lucky was arrested on a speeding charge in Raleigh, North Carolina. This seemingly routine arrest resulted in a mugshot that changed his life forever. The image, taken by the local police department, showed Mekhi with his strikingly different colored eyes. Unlike other criminals or felons who have had their pictures routinely taken as a process to book them, Mekhi was different. One of his eyes was vivid blue and the other a warm brown. Not only was this a rare condition, it took the police aback. Only a few of them had seen something like that. At first, the mugshot was just another addition to public police records. However, it surfaced on social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram within months, quickly becoming a viral sensation. People couldn't stop talking about the young man's rare and fascinating appearance, despite the circumstances under which the photo was taken. It's not entirely clear who first shared Mekhi's mugshot online, but once it hit social media, it spread like wildfire. Often, when an issue is trending on social media platforms like Instagram and X, formerly known as Twitter, catchy words are used to make it go viral and searchable by interested people online. In the case of Mekhi, keywords like Prison Bae and mugshot model were used, and in the twinkle of an eye, it began trending as users shared the image. Some even did more than share. They commented on Mekhi's stunning heterochromia and symmetrical facial features. Fans on platforms like Instagram flooded the post with comments like, "This guy needs to be on a runway," and "How is this man in jail and not in a modeling agency?" Some even compared him to professional models, noting how his unique look made him stand out. One social media user wrote on Twitter, "This mugshot is unreal. I don't condone crime, but someone gets this guy a modeling contract ASAP." This rare feature made him instantly memorable and popular, and as the mugshot continued to circulate, more people became curious about his story. Some social media users even compared him to fictional characters with similar eye conditions, adding an element of mystique to his persona. Mashable described him as having the kind of face you can't forget, while BuzzFeed called his mugshot the most beautiful booking photo you'll ever see. While many praised Mekhi's looks and saw potential in him as a model, not everyone was happy about the viral moment. Critics argued that celebrating someone's mugshot glamorized a criminal past. Comments like, "Are we really turning a crime into a runway audition?" and "Let's not forget why this photo exists in the first place," circulated alongside the praise. Some people even expressed concern over the larger societal issue of giving attention to criminals based on their appearance. A segment from The Guardian questioned whether the viral nature of Mekhi's mugshot showed society's tendency to overlook deeper issues for aesthetics. However, others jumped in Mekhi's defense. They argued that everyone deserves a second chance. They saw the viral moment not as a glorification of crime, but as an opportunity for him to turn his life around. Regardless of the mixed reactions, the viral mugshot became a turning point for Mekhi. What started as a low point in his life opened doors he never imagined. Modeling scouts and talent agents began reaching out to him because they saw beyond the criminal charges and recognized the potential in his unique look. Before we go further, let's look briefly into his early life. Early life and background. Mekhi Alante Lucky was born on the 4th of March, 1998, in North Carolina, United States of America. He grew up in a small, close-knit community where everyone knew each other and family ties were strong. From a young age, Mekhi stood out because of his striking physical features, especially his unique eyes. What about his eyes, you might be wondering? Well, it's not a big deal. He just happened to have heterochromia. This is a rare condition where each eye has a different color, and in Mekhi's case, he has one blue eye while the other is brown. This condition must have caused some distress to his family when he was growing up, who had never seen anything like it before. As he grew older, Mekhi became a central focus among his peers. who were only used to seeing one eye type on an individual. He got a good measure of taunting from his friends, but who would have thought that the same pair of eyes that made him different and a victim of bullying while growing up would eventually make him popular and rich? Like many teenagers, Mekhi started facing difficulties as he grew older. Life wasn't always easy for him. Sometimes, financial hardships meant one had to grow up faster than other kids one's age. This was the case for Mekhi, who had to be weaned off his parents from a rather young age to fend for himself. These struggles led to frustrations that he sometimes expressed through rebellious behavior. Like most boys of Mekhi's circumstance, especially in the Black community, his teenage years were one of growing pains and bad decisions. He began to hang out with the wrong crowd, which sometimes got him into trouble. Like many teens searching for their identity, he struggled with making choices that somehow dictated his future trajectory. Later, when he became famous, Mekhi admitted in interviews that his environment played a big role in his decisions. In an article from People magazine, Mekhi shared, "I didn't always know how to channel my energy in the right way. Growing up, I made mistakes, but those mistakes taught me valuable lessons." Apart from the car theft that brought him to the limelight in 2016, Mekhi had been involved in a few other minor run-ins with the law during his teenage years. These brushes with the law include charges related to breaking and entering. As a young boy in a community where you see older people living the life you dream of with good clothes and fast cars, you are tempted to get those things by any means possible, which often means hook or crook. Transition to the modeling chapter and the accompanying challenges. The transition of Mekhi Alante Lucky from a world of crime to a place where people now look for him with money so he can work for them will always be jaw-dropping. The viral mugshot that showed his extraordinary features did not just catch the attention of social media users. It also piqued the interest of modeling scouts. In 2017, representatives from St. Clair Modeling Agency reached out to Mekhi. Unlike others who saw him as a common criminal, the modeling agency recognized the potential in his striking looks and unique heterochromia. At first, people were critiquing the organization. They wondered if their business would not have continued had Mekhi not gone viral. They were even accused of being opportunists. In all of this, an agent at St. Clair shared with Elle magazine, "It wasn't just his eyes, though they're mesmerizing." He continued, "He has this raw, unpolished charisma that the fashion world needs." After the uproar died down, Mekhi officially signed with St. Clair Modeling Agency. If you are wondering what St. Clair does, it is a boutique agency known for discovering unconventional talent. The agency took on the task of transforming Mekhi from a viral sensation into a polished model. St. Clair's talent director said in an interview with GQ, "It was clear he had no formal experience, but sometimes that's an advantage. Industry norms didn't constrain him, allowing us to mold him into something truly special." After he was signed, the real work of refinement started. The agency worked with Mekhi to perfect his runway walk. He learned how to pose and the skills needed to stand out as a model. However, that's not all. The agency knew that his runway skills and unique eye features would amount to nothing if he didn't work on his confidence. So, the work started. Gradually, Mekhi began to build the confidence to face and pose in front of the camera. Later that same year, Mekhi made his runway debut in 2017 during New York Fashion Week. His first show was for an up-and-coming designer, and his appearance immediately drew attention. Fashion insiders praised his distinctive look and ability to bring an edge to the runway. Following his successful debut, Mekhi began landing photo shoots with high-profile photographers. His images appeared in online editorials where he showed naysayers that he was a versatility model. One of his breakthrough moments came when he was featured in a campaign for a streetwear brand. Again, his photos, which brought out his heterochromia, quickly went viral on fashion blogs and Instagram. During this period, he collaborated with renowned designers and photographers. Some of his many works include walking for Chromat at Miami Swim Week in 2018. Another thing he did was an editorial spread shot by photographers like Nick Knight, who described Mekhi as a face that tells a story. Also, he did campaigns for luxury streetwear brands that leaned into his unconventional appeal and viral fame. By 2019, Mekhi regularly appeared in fashion shows and editorials. His portfolio at the time showed his growing reputation as a model who could transition seamlessly between high fashion and edgy streetwear. While Mekhi's entry into modeling was phenomenal, it wasn't without challenges. Many in the industry questioned whether someone whose fame stemmed from a mugshot could build a sustainable career. In a 2019 interview with Paper Magazine, Mekhi initially admitted there was skepticism. He said, "I knew I had to prove that I wasn't just a viral moment, but someone serious about this craft." As anyone could expect, not everyone was bold enough to work with a felon. Some designers were hesitant to work with him. Understandably, they feared backlash over his past. Mekhi also faced the challenge of learning the ins and outs of an industry that can be both demanding and unforgiving. One fashion critic noted in Vogue, "It's not easy to go from being known for a mugshot to being respected in fashion." But Mekhi has managed to turn his life around, and that resilience comes through in his work. Jeremy Meeks' journey from prison to the runway. When discussing prison bias, Mekhi is not the first jailbird to find fortune or turn a bad situation into a good one. He has a predecessor, Jeremy Meeks. He was the first famous Prison Bae who became an internet sensation after his 2014 mugshot went viral. Jeremy Meeks' rise to fame began with a single photograph. In 2014, he was arrested during a gang sweep in Stockton, California, on felony weapon charges. At the time, he was a documented gang member, and the arrest carried serious implications for his future. However, his mugshot, posted by the Stockton Police Department on Facebook, had a different impact than anyone could have expected. With piercing blue eyes, high cheekbones, and a chiseled jawline, Meeks' photo quickly went viral. Social media users began referring to him as the world's hottest felon, with some calling him Prison Bae. The post received thousands of likes, shares, and comments, with fans joking about wanting to commit a crime just to meet him. Can you imagine your girlfriend or wife saying something like that? Well, those were the comments made by actual people's significant others. Publications like People magazine and BuzzFeed covered the story and highlighted how a criminal was being turned into a celebrity overnight. In an article for Time, writer Lily Rothman noted, "Meeks' mugshot became an overnight sensation, proving the internet's unpredictable ability to turn anyone into a viral star." Nonetheless, Jeremy's newfound fame didn't exempt him from serving time. He was sentenced to 27 months in federal prison for being a felon in possession of a firearm. However, his mugshot continued circulating during his incarceration, and he began receiving attention from modeling agencies. His manager, Jim Jordan, recognized his potential and signed him while he was still behind bars. By the time Meeks was released in 2016, he had already garnered enough buzz to launch a modeling career. In an interview with American broadcasting company News in 2017, Jeremy had a moment of introspection on his viral fame and said, "I am grateful for the second chance. It's a blessing having the opportunity to turn my life around for my family." After his release, Meeks wasted no time entering the fashion world. On the 17th of February, he made his runway debut during New York Fashion Week, walking for designer Philip Plein. His appearance was met with widespread media coverage, with Vogue calling him the breakout star of the season. From there, Meeks' career soared. He appeared in campaigns for major brands and graced the pages of fashion magazines like GQ, L'Officiel Homme, and Harper's Bazaar. Like Mekhi, his distinct look and compelling backstory made him a sought-after figure in the modeling industry. The ups and downs of fame. While Mekhi got the chance to turn his life around, he also had to deal with many issues. After his viral mugshot pushed him into the spotlight almost overnight, the attention he got was a mixture of positive and negative. As his modeling career took off, Mekhi quickly realized that being in the public eye came with immense scrutiny, and that your life is not entirely yours anymore. It belongs to the media as much as it belongs to you. Since he became an internet sensation, people began having round-table talks to dissect and discuss the Prison Bae. By Prison Bae, they mean a guy who had been to prison because he stole your car, but could also snatch your girlfriend if you are not careful or man enough. In a 2020 interview with Paper Magazine, Mekhi said, "People don't realize how much pressure comes with being called Prison Bae. They only see the mugshot, not the person behind it." Mekhi faced the constant pressure of living up to his viral image, while simultaneously proving that he was more than a fleeting internet sensation. This dual challenge often left him feeling like he was walking a tightrope between embracing his newfound fame and protecting his sense of self. Despite his growing success in the fashion industry, Mekhi was often reminded of his past legal troubles. Critics wasted no time pointing out his criminal record, including charges of speeding and possession of a stolen vehicle. In his interview with Elle, he said, "People were harsh." He continued, "They would say, 'Why are we celebrating someone who has been to jail?' But no one asked about the changes I've made." Mekhi was upfront about his past mistakes and used his platform to show how people can learn and grow. In interviews, he emphasized that his legal troubles were a wake-up call and an important moment. In 2019, he told the New York Times, "I'm not proud of my past, but it's a part of who I am. What matters is what I do now, how I move forward, and how I use my story to inspire others." To further prove his mettle, Mekhi began working with organizations that focus on helping at-risk youth avoid the pitfalls he experienced growing up. In a way, these efforts helped shift the narrative surrounding his viral fame. Over time, people started seeing the Mekhi story as one of redemption rather than scandal. More than people seeing him for what he was before his fame, he also had to deal with the challenges of the modeling industry he had been thrust into. In case you don't know, the modeling industry is notoriously competitive, and Mekhi, like any newbie, faced many challenges in maintaining his career. As someone who entered the industry through unconventional means, he often had to work twice as hard to prove himself. A fashion insider shared with Vogue, "Viral fame can open doors, but it doesn't guarantee longevity." Mekhi will always have to show that he was serious about modeling, not just riding the wave of internet fame. In the long run, Mekhi realized that balancing high-profile gigs with steady work wasn't easy. Occasionally, he struggled to secure bookings as the initial buzz around his story faded. Yet, he remained determined, taking on smaller jobs and continuously networking to keep his career afloat. Through all the ups and downs, Mekhi emerged stronger and more focused. The criticism he faced only increased his determination to prove his detractors wrong, while the support he received reminded him of his potential. In an interview he granted in 2021 with GQ, he said, "I'm not just a mugshot, and I'm not just a model. I am someone who's working hard to create a life I'm proud of, one step at a time." Why Mekhi's fame drew criticism. It is normal for people to ask unasked questions like, why did Mekhi become famous? Are we now telling our youths that a life of crime is a good thing? For starters, these people are not haters or enemies of good progress. They are concerned for youths and other law-abiding citizens who may feel worthless or snubbed. Imagine a model who has been preparing all his life without a single agency approaching him to work with. And then boom! A criminal mugshot goes viral, and suddenly, agencies are chasing after him. It can be frustrating to say the least. While writing for The Washington Post, columnist Christine Emba said, "The rise of figures like Mekhi Alante Lucky and Jeremy Meeks reveals society's troubling tendency to glamorize individuals for their appearance, even when their backstory involves illegal behavior. Meanwhile, these viral sensations overshadow the people who contribute to the greater good." Critics often compare Mekhi's story to the stories of unsung heroes like firefighters who risk their lives daily, teachers shaping the future of society, doctors saving lives in hospitals, or social workers providing vital support to vulnerable populations. These individuals work in challenging conditions, yet rarely receive public acclaim or financial rewards. In all of these, social media plays a significant role in shaping narratives like Mekhi's. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok often prioritize virality over substance, elevating individuals for their looks or memes rather than deeds. Many users voiced their disapproval online when Mekhi's modeling career took off. One Twitter user remarked, "There are people who save lives and innovate, and they're barely getting by. But if you have a pretty face and a criminal record, the world is ready to throw endorsements at you." While some argue that Mekhi's story is about redemption and a second chance, critics feel the narrative lacks balance. While redemption is a valuable theme, many find the broader societal message of rewarding individuals with criminal pasts for their looks while ignoring deserving everyday heroes. Dr. Rachel McKinnon, a sociologist, wrote in Psychology Today, "Redemption is important, but it needs to be paired with accountability. When people with criminal pasts are celebrated for reasons unrelated to their atonement, it sends mixed messages about what society truly values. Brands that endorse figures like Mekhi Alante Lucky are also part of the conversation. By giving modeling contracts and lucrative deals to someone with a checkered past, companies are likely capitalizing on controversy for attention. Critics argue these opportunities should go to people who demonstrate positive, ethical, societal contributions. An Adweek article noted, brands must consider the broader societal implications of their choices. Elevating figures like Mekhi risks alienating consumers who value integrity and genuine contribution over viral appeal. What does the Prison Bae's life look like today, despite the challenges? Mekhi today. Mekhi Alante Lucky has made huge strides in his personal and professional life. As of 2024, now 26, Mekhi continues to evolve from his viral origins to establish himself as a respected figure in the fashion world. While Prison Bae initially defined him, Mekhi has worked hard to distance himself from that image. In an interview he granted recently with Harper's Bazaar, Mekhi said, "I've come a long way from being just a viral mugshot. Modeling has become a way to express myself and create something meaningful." Since his rise in 2017, Mekhi's modeling portfolio has grown impressively. Over the years, he has landed several high-profile campaigns and graced the pages of renowned magazines. His most notable achievements include walking in fashion shows for brands like Balenciaga, Gucci, and Off-White, and appearing in Calvin Klein and Nike campaigns. In addition, he was featured on the cover of Paper magazine, where he talked about his journey from viral fame to becoming a professional model. Mekhi was part of a global campaign for Tommy Hilfiger in 2023. This emphasized his diversity and inclusion in fashion. Surprisingly, people would not get over his strikingly different colored eyes. Perhaps the reason for this was because there were not many like him. Also, social media plays a big role in Mekhi's career, as platforms like Instagram and TikTok allow him to connect with fans while showing his work. With over 500,000 Instagram followers, Mekhi regularly shares glimpses of his professional life, including behind-the-scenes moments from photo shoots and runway shows. He also uses his platform to promote body positivity and individuality. During an Instagram live session in 2023, Mekhi said, "I know what it's like to be judged for how you look. I want people to see that you can take what others see as flaws and turn them into strengths." As Mekhi continues to grow in the industry, one of the things he has been working on includes shedding the Prison Bae tag. While it brought him initial fame, it also tied him to a narrative he no longer wanted to define him. In interviews, he has spoken sincerely about the importance of redefining his identity. While he is proud of how far he has come, it is only understandable why he doesn't want to be remembered for his mugshot. He told Vogue in 2022, "I want people to see me as a professional model, someone who worked hard to get here." In addition to his modeling work, Mekhi has found ways to give back to his community as best as he knew. For instance, Mekhi partnered with a local nonprofit in North Carolina in 2023 to create workshops for young people, focusing on self-confidence, career planning, and staying on the right path. In one of such charity events in Raleigh, he said, "I want to show kids that your past doesn't have to define your future." Mekhi's journey is far from over. As he continues to grow personally and professionally, he remains focused on building a life beyond viral fame. While Mekhi is still very much in modeling, he aspires to expand into acting. In all honesty, Mekhi's story is inspiring and tells how possible it is to turn even the most unexpected opportunities into a meaningful and successful career. What do you think about Mekhi's transition? Do you believe he deserves a second chance? Or are the critics right when they say society only enables criminals instead of real deserving individuals? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. You can also click the links on your screen for more videos.